Hi everyone, this is the Nordic Venture Show, your guide to the exciting world of Nordic startups and venture capital. In today's episode, we're exploring a startup called IPRally.
Ever get that feeling like you're facing this mountain of data and you just need the good stuff, the gist?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with patents, am I right?
Yeah,
It's like they speak a whole other language.
it can definitely feel overwhelming. Luckily, that's where a deep dive like this comes in handy.
Exactly. So today, we're diving headfirst into IPRally Technologies, OI. They say they're going to make patents and all that jargon crystal clear, especially for those folks in IP and R&D. We've got articles, blog posts, even a press release about their latest funding round.
A 360-degree view is always helpful. And from what I've seen, IPRally is all about user-friendliness, particularly when it comes to finding, classifying, and reviewing patents. They're putting a lot of faith in AI.
And they're not just dipping their toes in the AI pool, are they? They're talking about graph neural networks, which honestly sounds kind of intense. What does that even mean for someone who doesn't eat, sleep, and breathe algorithms?
Imagine you're searching for a patent, but instead of just matching keywords, the AI actually understands the relationships between those words, like a web of interconnected ideas.
So it's not just finding patents with the word battery. It's understanding that concepts like energy storage, electrode composition, and charging cycle optimization are all related.
Exactly. It's like the AI can grasp the bigger picture, which is essential when you're dealing with the intricacies of patent language. They call it semantic understanding. The AI gets the meaning, not just the words.
That's huge, especially in a field where one missed connection could mean missing out on a crucial piece of prior art.
Absolutely. They even claim their use of generative AI takes us a step further, going beyond the capabilities of models like GPT-4.
Okay, now that's what I call a game changer.
Imagine, instead of just analyzing existing patents, this AI could potentially help generate new patent claims, suggest alternative applications for existing technologies, or even draft summaries of complex technical documents.
Okay, now that's what I call a game changer. But as with any bold claim, I've got to ask, where's the proof?
That's fair. Thankfully, they've got some compelling case studies. AWA, for instance, reported saving a whopping 50% of their usual search and review time using IPRally's platform.
Think about what you could do with all that extra time.
Right.
In the fast-paced world of patents, saving time means staying ahead. That's a powerful selling point. What other examples have they got in their corner?
Delaval, a Swedish engineering company focused on dairy technology, found IPRally particularly helpful. They were working on a new milking system and needed to ensure they weren't stepping on any existing patent toes, but traditional searches were coming up short.
Finding that prior art can be a make-or-break moment for a new invention. What happened with Delaval?
It turned out that some key patents were, believe it or not, poorly translated or misclassified. They were practically invisible to traditional keyword searches. But IPLE's AI, with its semantic understanding, saw right through that. It connected the dots and unearthed those hidden gems, potentially saving Delaval from a costly infringement suit down the line.
Talk about a close call. That's a compelling argument for this kind of technology. It's like having an AI detective on your side digging through mountains of data to uncover the hidden connections.
And they're clearly not shy about sharing their expertise.
Yeah.
IPRally's content marketing is impressive, especially their blog. They've got posts dissecting everything from the nuances of AI and patent research to thought-provoking questions about the future of patent work itself.
Any titles that particularly caught your eye? It sounds like they're not afraid to stir the pot a little.
One that jumped out at me was Patent Search. Will IPRally's technology leap make Boolean history? It dives into their claim of moving beyond traditional Boolean searches, which, while reliable, can feel a bit like trying to find a needle in a haystack sometimes.
It definitely sounds like they're confident in their approach, but with great confidence comes great responsibility, right? Have they attracted the funding to back up these bold claims?
Well, they snagged a cool $10 million in Series A funding just this past March.
Wow.
The round was led by Endiat Capital, a firm that clearly knows a promising AI venture when they see one.
10 million, that's not just a pat on the back. That's a resounding vote of confidence. Endiat must see a lot of potential in IPRally.
Absolutely. They've even gone on record saying that IPRally has an incredible opportunity to change this industry emphasizing the power of their technology and the expertise of the team.
Change the industry. Those are fighting words. With that kind of backing and ambition, they just might pull it off.
And this potential for change isn't limited to just making things, faster or more efficient. It gets to the heart of what patents are really about: promoting innovation.
Right, because a faster, more accurate patent search is great, but what really matters is how it helps bring new ideas to life.
Exactly. Let's circle back to Delaval for a moment.
Hmm.
By uncovering those hidden patents, IPRally didn't just help them avoid a potential legal headache. They might have actually spurred further innovation.
How so?
Well, finding those previously overlooked patents could spark new ideas and collaborations for Delaval. Maybe those patents reveal an alternative approach to a technical challenge, or perhaps they highlight a potential licensing opportunity.
It's like opening a door to a hidden room full of possibilities that you didn't even know existed.
Precisely. And that's where the true power of this technology lies, in its ability to connect the dots and reveal opportunities that would have otherwise remained hidden.
It paints a pretty compelling picture of what AI can bring to the table. But even with all these potential benefits, I'm still curious about the practical side of things. What does IPRally's actual platform look like for someone using it day to day?
Well, their website offers a glimpse into their platform, highlighting key features like semantic understanding, technology matching, and smart analysis tools, all designed with the user in mind.
Okay, break those features down for me. It sounds impressive, but how do they translate to real-world use?
Imagine you're a patent searcher looking into, say, a new type of electric vehicle battery. With IPRally's platform, you wouldn't be stuck wrestling with obscure technical terms or trying to craft the perfect Boolean search query.
So no more needing a PhD in battery science just to get started.
Exactly. You can simply type in a natural language query, something like find patents related to improving battery efficiency in electric vehicles.
And IPRally's AI takes it from there.
Precisely. Their semantic understanding engine kicks in, analyzing your query and identifying relevant patents based on meaning, not just keywords. But here's where it gets really interesting. Their technology matching feature uses AI to go beyond your initial query. It scours patents that might use different terminology, but describe similar concepts, revealing potential connections you might have missed.
So even if two patents use completely different jargon, IPRally can still tell they're singing the same tune, technologically speaking.
That's the idea. And it goes beyond just finding those patents. It's about understanding them.
Yeah.
They've got these smart analysis tools that use AI to do the heavy lifting, highlighting key passages, generating concise summaries, and even comparing patents side by side.
So you can quickly see how a new patent stacks up against existing ones without having to wade through pages of technical details. That could save a ton of time and headaches.
Absolutely. And because their AI is trained on a massive data set of patent examiner citations, it can potentially identify infringement risks and other crucial insights that traditional methods might overlook.
It's like having an army of patent experts at your fingertips, guiding you through the process. What about this Ask AI feature I've seen mentioned? Is it as futuristic as it sounds?
It really does sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, right?
It does.
Essentially, it's a conversational interface for interacting with patent data.
So instead of sifting through dense documents, I could just ask the AI a question, like, what's the core invention this patent is protecting?
Exactly. And according to IPRally, their Ask AI feature can handle even more complex queries. You could ask it to outline potential infringement risks associated with a specific technology or compare different patenting strategies.
That's impressive. But I have to ask, can an AI really grasp the nuances and complexities of patent law well enough to give reliable answers to those kinds of questions?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Like any language model, its accuracy depends on the quality and breadth of its training data.
Right.
While it's not a magic bullet, it's a powerful tool for getting quick answers to complex questions, freeing up human experts to focus on the bigger picture.
It sounds like a powerful tool. But I'm also curious about the philosophy driving IPRally. They talk a lot about efficiency and user-friendliness, but do they address the bigger picture of how their technology can be used to solve real-world problems?
It's a great question. And you're right, their marketing does tend to focus on the practical benefits of their platform. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll find some compelling examples of how their technology is being applied to real-world challenges.
Like what? Give me an example.
One that stands out is their work with a company called Danfoss, which specializes in climate and energy-efficient technologies. Danfoss was facing a classic dilemma. They were developing a new cooling system for refrigerators, but the field was crowded with existing patents.
A recipe for potential legal battles and wasted resources if they weren't careful.
Exactly. They needed to be sure their innovation was truly novel. But manually searching through mountains of patents was a daunting task. That's where IPRally came in.
What did IPRally bring to the table that traditional methods couldn't?
IPRally's AI was able to analyze not just the keywords, but the underlying concepts in Danfoss's invention. This allowed them to uncover a network of related patents, some of which were filed under very different technological categories.
So IPRally helped Danfoss map out the competitive landscape, revealing potential roadblocks, but also perhaps new avenues for innovation they hadn't considered.
Exactly. In Danfoss's case, it allowed them to refine their own invention, ensuring it was truly unique, while also identifying potential licensing opportunities. They were able to confidently move forward with their development, knowing they were on solid ground.
That's a perfect example of how this technology can shift the game from simply avoiding risk to proactively driving innovation. It goes beyond just protecting what's already been done and into the realm of inspiring what could be.
Precisely. And it highlights the potential of AI to democratize access to information and empower a new wave of innovators.
It's a compelling vision of the future. But what I find particularly interesting is how IPRally itself is contributing to this conversation. They're not just building tools, they're actively shaping the discourse around AI and patents.
Absolutely. Their blog, in particular, showcases their commitment to thought leadership. They delve into complex topics, like the potential for AI to automate aspects of patent work, the ethical considerations of using AI in this field, and the skills that patent professionals will need to thrive in an AI-driven world.
It's refreshing to see a company that's willing to engage with these complex questions head-on rather than shying away from them. What are some of the specific themes they explore in their blog?
Well, one recurring theme is the evolving role of the patent professional in the age of AI. They've got posts discussing how AI tools can augment human capabilities, allowing patent attorneys and searchers to focus on higher-level analysis and strategy rather than getting bogged down in tedious tasks.
So it's not about AI replacing humans, but rather empowering them to work smarter and more effectively.
Exactly. They argue that AI can free up patent professionals to focus on what humans do best. Things like understanding complex legal arguments, negotiating licensing agreements, and providing strategic advice to clients.
It's a shift from being a master of data to being a master of strategy, leveraging the power of AI to make more informed decisions.
Precisely. They also delve into the importance of human oversight and ethical considerations when using AI in patent research.
It's one thing to talk about the technical capabilities of AI, but it's another to address the potential pitfalls and ensure these technologies are used responsibly. How do they approach that?
One way is by emphasizing the importance of explainability in AI systems. It's not enough for an AI to simply spit out an answer. It needs to be able to explain its reasoning so that humans can understand how it arrived at that conclusion.
That makes sense. Transparency builds trust and allows users to identify potential biases or errors in the AI's analysis. How does IPRally put this principle into practice?
Their platform is designed to provide insights into the AI's decision-making process. For instance, it might highlight the specific passages in a patent that influenced its analysis, allowing users to see the reasoning behind the AI's conclusions. They're also actively involved in discussions about developing industry standards and best practices for the use of AI in patent research.
It's encouraging to see a company taking such a proactive approach to ethical considerations. It's clear they're not just focused on building a successful business, but also on shaping a future where AI is used responsibly and ethically in the field of patents.
Absolutely. And speaking of the people behind the technology, it's worth taking a closer look at the driving forces behind IPRally itself.
Right, because technology doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's shaped by the vision and values of the people who create it. Who are the minds behind IPRally?
The company was founded in 2018 by two Finnish entrepreneurs, Sakari Arvela and Juho Kallio.
And what's their background? What led them to this point?
Well, Arvela's expertise lies in computer science and AI, while Kallio brings extensive experience as a patent attorney to the table. So you've got this fascinating blend of technical prowess and legal understanding from the get-go.
A potent combination, especially in a field where those two worlds are increasingly intersecting. What's their ultimate goal with IPRally? What are they striving to achieve?
From what I've gathered, their vision goes beyond simply building a successful tech company. They talk about democratizing access to patent information, making it easier for anyone, not just large corporations and law firms, to navigate the complexities of intellectual property.
Democratizing access to information is a powerful idea, especially in a field that's traditionally been so specialized and, let's face it, intimidating for outsiders. How do they see that happening in practice?
Traditionally, conducting effective patent research has been a costly and time-consuming endeavor. You need access to expensive databases, specialized knowledge to decipher complex legal language, and a team of experts to make sense of it all. This creates a significant barrier to entry, especially for smaller companies, startups, and individual inventors.
Essentially, it creates a system where those with the deepest pockets often have the loudest voices in the room.
Exactly. And that's what IPRally is trying to change. They envision a world where anyone with a good idea can confidently navigate the world of patents. Imagine a world where a small startup in, say, rural India can easily research existing patents, assess the novelty of their own invention, and connect with potential investors or partners without breaking the bank.
It's a powerful vision, but it also begs the question, can they actually pull it off? Can they really level the playing field and compete with the established players in this industry?
That's the million-dollar question. It's certainly a David versus Goliath scenario, but they've already made impressive strides. They've secured significant funding, attracted a talented team, and developed a platform that's garnering attention from major players.
It sounds like they have the ingredients for success, but ambition alone isn't always enough. What will it take for them to truly disrupt the industry and achieve their goals?
It's a long game, for sure. For IPRally to truly shake things up, they'll need more than just a great product. They need to navigate a complex landscape of industry resistance, evolving regulations, and even the public's perception of AI itself.
It's like they're sailing uncharted waters, facing not just technical challenges, but also these broader societal questions about how we want to integrate AI into our lives.
Precisely. Take, for example, the issue of bias in AI. It's a topic that's gained a lot of attention lately, and for good reason. If AI systems are trained on biased data, they can perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities.
And in the context of patents, that could mean certain types of inventions or inventors might be systematically overlooked or disadvantaged, right?
Exactly. Let's say an AI system is primarily trained on patents filed by large corporations in developed countries.
Okay.
It might inadvertently develop a bias towards those types of innovations and undervalue inventions coming from smaller companies or from developing countries.
That kind of bias could stifle innovation and reinforce existing power structures, which would be the opposite of IPRally's goal of democratizing access. So how can we prevent that from happening?
That's the million-dollar question. And there's no easy answer. It requires a multi-pronged approach, from ensuring diverse and representative training data to developing robust mechanisms for identifying and mitigating bias in AI algorithms.
It's a reminder that AI itself is not inherently good or bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or ill. The responsibility lies with us, the humans behind the technology, to guide its development and use in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. And I think IPRally understands this. They've been quite vocal about the need for transparency and accountability in AI systems, especially those used in patent research.
So they're not just advocating for the use of AI, they're also pushing for responsible and ethical development of the technology itself. That's encouraging to hear.
Exactly. They've even called for greater industry collaboration on these issues, urging companies, researchers, and policymakers to work together to develop guidelines and standards that ensure AI is used ethically and responsibly in the field of patents.
It's a powerful message, and it speaks to a larger point that we often lose sight of in the midst of all this talk about AI. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we choose to use it and the values we embed in it.
Precisely. Ultimately, AI has the potential to be a powerful force for good in the world, but only if we use it wisely and thoughtfully. And that requires a collective effort. From the engineers who build these systems, to the companies that deploy them, to the policymakers who regulate them, we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI, ensuring it lives up to its promise of a brighter, more equitable future.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into IPRally, it strikes me that we've covered a lot of ground, from the technical intricacies of their AI platform to the broader societal implications of their vision. What are your final takeaways?
I think IPRally represents a fascinating case study of a company at the forefront of a technological revolution. They're not just riding the wave of AI hype. They're actively trying to shape it, and they're asking the right questions along the way.
Yeah.
Whether they can truly achieve their ambitious goals remains to be seen, but they're undoubtedly pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the field of patent research.
It's an exciting, if somewhat uncertain time to be involved in this field. IPRally's story is still being written, and we'll be watching closely to see how it unfolds. But for now, I think it's safe to say they've given us a lot to think about. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What stood out to you the most? What questions do you still have about IPRally, AI, and the future of patent research? We've given you the key insights, the different perspectives, the food for thought. Now it's your turn to join the conversation.
Thanks for listening to the Nordic Venture Show. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of innovation from the Nordics.